Okay, layout share number 3. I'm on a roll today. Although I probably won't remember anything I used in this layout. Okay, if you watched haul number 2, or not, I can't get hauls out of my mind. I got haul on the brain. If you watched layout share number 2, I was telling you a little bit about Maverick. Here's Maverick's story. From about the time he was born, actually, he was a very sick baby. He would throw up. He couldn't eat anything. They changed his formula. He would run fevers. He constantly had something of a flu-like symptom. Thank heavens that my stepdaughter is a nurse practitioner. And she said, take him to the emergency room. They had done a lot of different tests on him, but she said, taking, to the emergency room. It'll be a whole new group of doctors. And she actually worked at our children's hospital here in Cincinnati, which is supposed to be one of the best. And they are in my book, so I don't know if that sounded like I was being sarcastic. They're renowned, Cincinnati Children's Hospital. They found out after a few days that Maverick had a disease called SCIDS, SCIDS. And for those of you who are older, maybe you remember a movie called The Boy in the Bubble. And it was played by John Travolta, who was like a kid then. I think it was John Travolta. Anyway, SCIDS is a disease that attacks their autoimmune system. Even though there's a test they can do at birth that would detect this disease, they don't do it. And that's a big controversy among parents and people who have been around SCIDS. Luckily, we found Mavericks at about 5 to 7 months old. He spent the next year of his life literally in the hospital. He would come home for a week or so and then back again. And now he's 3 years old. He is healthy as can be, although once a month he has to have this IV treatment of medication. He had a bone marrow transplant, and that is probably what saved his life. Some kids who have the bone marrow transplant, it doesn't help, and they tend to pass over within the first couple of years of their life. But we found Mavericks soon enough. Now, he will be on that IV medication once a month for the rest of his life. And that treatment lasts about 3 to 5 hours. He is a champ when he has these treatments. He doesn't cry, he doesn't kick, he doesn't scream. He just tolerates it. And it's just amazing, right? So he is totally our miracle grandson. And he is a wild man. Listen, this kid, he is nonstop. And I told my husband, maybe he's just enjoying life. We don't know what little babies and toddlers, we don't know what they know or they realize, do we? We don't really. And to me, it just seems like Maverick is loving life. He was barely walking, and he would go and get on that diving board and jump off face forward. Now here sits Nate and Logan, who are 3 and 5 years older than him, saying, I don't want to get in the deep end. There goes Maverick off that diving board. And of course, we had, like his life jacket on. But that's another thing, he cannot be in direct sunlight. So whenever he's out in the sun, we've got to make sure he's very well covered. So that's our little man. He's a mess. He says things you wonder where they come from. He tells his papaw a few months back. He goes, did you know Logan got hurt? And papaw says he did. He goes, yeah, I think he hurt his spleen. Now this is when he's like 3 years old, 3.5. But this is our buddy, and definitely this is Papaw's man. They love each other. Let me tell you a little bit about the layout. And can I just say this? His mom and dad, can you imagine going through what they went through? They were either both at the hospital, or one was working and one was at the hospital non-stop around the clock. And they've done so well. Their strength is amazing. Okay, so anyway, this is K something Memories. It's one of those paper stacks. What is it? K and something. Anyway, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. You're sitting out there yelling it out. I can hear you. I just can't figure out what you're saying. This comes from the Oh Snap collection from There She Goes Stamps. This is one of those itty bitty bags from Two Peas in a Bucket. I got this little paper clip of a man running from jetpens.com. I painted the back with some watered down acrylic white paint. I used my little spongy thing. This washi tape came from Shelly. I am using this up, and you'll see I tore it off at 3 because he's 3. Aren't I clever? This is American Craft ribbon, and who sent that to me? Judy Bakes. 22 sent it to me in Iraq. Thank you, Judy. I got these little letters at Walmart. This is Alpha Beans. I forget what that's from. Oh, and the banner is from Doodlebug North Pole Collection. This little speech bubble is from Canvas Corp. I stamped that on there myself, and that stamp come from Oh Snap Collection. Now, one of their sentiment stamps did not stamp so well, and I was a little upset. But as you can see, this one did stamp well. And I got another itty bitty bag over behind Maverick's picture. This is 7 Gypsy. And I think that's it. Oh, I stuck a little. Can you see the tissue paper stuck down in there? It usually pokes up a little more than that, but I'll fix that before I put it away. And that's that. I actually like this layout. K & Company. That's what it is. K & Company paper. I love those little paper clips. And I love my washi tape. I think those are labels from October Afternoon, guys. And that's Maverick getting his hat for Christmas. He is a mess of a kid. Just so funny. Okay, let's show you the next one. Well, I guess since we're on Maverick, let's stay on Maverick. If I leave abruptly and without a goodbye, that's because my battery died. And I will come back and pick up right where I left off. The background paper is from that K & Company collection. This is craft cardstock. There's that washi tape from October Afternoon. I cut this out of Pretty Little Studio. That is from their Christmas collection last year. This paper and that paper, these two, Pretty Little Studio. I cut the middle part of this paper out and used it as a mat. Those letters are from October Afternoon. This gingham is K & Company. This banner is October Afternoon. These little light bulbs I picked up off of Etsy, and eBay. And I'm not sure who makes these guys. I'm sorry. The Most Wonderful Story. I just told you the story about Maverick, so that's why I used that. And then plus with Santa sitting there, I thought it was just perfect. I embossed this with American Crafts white opaque embossing powder. You guys know I bought one of those embossing buddies or embossing magic. Mine is actually put out by Inkadinkado, and I love it. It really does help to keep that embossing powder from flying all over. But it's one of those little bags, and you wipe down your area before you emboss. Oh, you know what? This background, that's not craft cardstock. That is Brown Bag by Little Yellow Bicycle. These little stars came from a sticker sheet, I think October Afternoon. I'm not sure. That's little Maverick sitting behind his presents. Look how he poses. All of those boys, if anybody else has a camera, they will not stop and pose or smile. But if good old Momo says Maverick, he turns around and does his cheese face for me. Could I get any luckier? They'll probably grow out of that, though. That's probably coming to an end. As you can see, I outline the edges of everything, and I think that's it. Let me zoom in. I'm loving this color. And it was just perfect for the pictures. Now, this will be in my Christmas album, so I really probably won't put any kind of journaling on here because I feel like the picture tells the whole story. It was just such a good picture. I wanted it to have its own page. I really love this background paper. See how it looks like it's been folded? And it's like a grocery bag. Love it. And that Pretty Little Studio paper just went right with it. And oh, hey, look guys, the paper. The Pretty Little Studio 6x6 papers. Look, Ronnie Sue Scrapper. I did it. I did it. Look, Tiffany. I did it. Gals, thank you for helping me with the 6x6 papers. And there you go. Darn it, my battery's getting low. I better get these things uploaded. Hopefully, I can come back later today and get some more layouts uploaded to share. I hope that this inspires you guys. and I will talk to you all soon. If I don't, have a great weekend.